Golf fans go wild as Pádraig Harrington makes U.S. Senior Open history, and he didn't even know he'd done it. How many golfers celebrate a historic victory without realizing they've just made history? That's exactly what happened to Pádraig Harrington, and the moment has golf fans around the world smiling. At 54 years old, when many athletes are slowing down, Harrington continues proving that age is nothing more than a number. Instead of chasing retirement, the Irish legend is chasing history, and he just caught another piece of it. On July 6th, Harrington stormed to victory at the U.S. Senior Open, firing a brilliant final round 66 at Scioto Country Club. The win wasn't just another trophy for his cabinet. It officially placed him in one of golf's most exclusive clubs. With the victory, Harrington became only the second golfer ever to win 3 U.S. Senior Open championships, matching the legendary Miller Barber, whose victories came in 1982, 1984, and 1985. But here's the funny part. Harrington had absolutely no idea. When reporters mentioned the record during his post-round press conference, his reaction was priceless. "I didn't realize. Fantastic. I wasn't sure if it was the score I tied or something else. I like creating records, and to be part of that is a big deal. It just shows how hard it is." It's the kind of humble response fans have come to expect from one of golf's hardest workers. A champion who refuses to slow down. Most golfers eventually begin talking about winding down their careers. Not Harrington. Instead, he's talking about making the most of every opportunity while he still can. The Irish star admitted he knows time isn't on his side. At 54, he believes he still has a slight advantage over many players on the senior circuit, but that window is closing quickly. Veteran golfers have warned him that things become much tougher once players reach 56 or 57 years old, making every victory even more valuable. Judging by his performance this week, though, Harrington isn't ready to hand over the spotlight anytime soon. The final round that changed everything. Heading into Sunday's final round, Harrington sat just one shot behind leader Stewart Cink. The pressure was enormous. But champions thrive under pressure. Harrington exploded out of the gates with birdies on the first 2 holes, immediately putting Cink under stress. At the same time, Cink stumbled with bogeys on the second and third holes. Just like that, the tournament had completely flipped. Although Harrington briefly dropped a shot with a bogey on the 5th, he quickly responded like true champions do, by attacking. Birdies on the 6th, another on the 8th, and another on the 11th. Suddenly, the Irishman had built a commanding 4-shot lead. From there, he never looked back. Matching Saturday's brilliant 66, Harrington cruised to another memorable victory and successfully defended his U.S. Senior Open crown. That accomplishment was historic in itself. He became the first player in roughly 2 decades to successfully defend the championship and only the 4th golfer ever to win back-to-back U.S. Senior Open titles, joining legends Miller Barber, Gary Player, and Aline Doyle. Not bad company to keep. A career that keeps getting better. Harrington's latest triumph simply adds another remarkable chapter to one of golf's most impressive careers. Long before dominating the Champions Tour, he had already established himself among golf's elite. His resume includes 3 major championships: the 2007 Open Championship, the 2008 Open Championship, the 2008 PGA Championship, 6 PGA Tour victories, 15 DP World Tour titles, 11 PGA Tour Champions victories, and counting. Even more impressively, he was inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame in 2024. Many players rely on natural talent. Harrington built his career differently. He's famous for constantly tweaking his swing, studying every aspect of the game, improving his fitness, and never believing he's finished learning. That relentless pursuit of improvement has become his trademark. Golf fans couldn't stop praising the Irish legend. As soon as the U.S. Senior Open announced Harrington's historic victory, social media exploded with admiration. One fan perfectly summed up what makes Harrington special. Golf talks too much about natural talent. Padraig built a Hall of Fame career on relentless improvement. That message resonated with thousands of fans. Throughout his career, Harrington has never been afraid to rebuild his swing, change coaches, or experiment if it meant becoming better. Another fan celebrated his incredible longevity, writing, "Wow, what an achievement. Congratulations to an unbelievable champion, from regular majors to senior majors. What drive this guy has." Others kept things short but meaningful. "Brilliant Harry Ireland. The legend strikes again." Simple words, but they carried enormous respect. Even golf experts believe he doesn't get enough credit. Among those praising Harrington was respected golf journalist Ryan French of Monday Q Info, who believes the Irish star still doesn't receive the recognition he deserves. French wrote, I'd argue that Padraig has one of the more underrated careers in golf that isn't appreciated nearly enough. He then listed the incredible accomplishments that often get overlooked. 3 major championships, 6 PGA Tour victories, 15 European Tour wins, a Japan Tour victory over Tiger Woods, success on the Asian Tour, for Champions Tour major titles, and even a tie for 18th at this year's PGA Championship. That's not the resume of an underrated golfer. That's the resume of a legend. The legacy keeps growing. Records can eventually be broken. Trophies gather dust. But reputations built on determination, humility, and relentless improvement last forever. Pádraig Harrington has spent decades proving that greatness isn't about being the most naturally gifted player. It's about showing up every day willing to improve. Now, with 3 U.S. Senior Open titles, back-to-back championships, and another historic milestone added to his incredible career, Harrington continues inspiring golfers of every generation. And judging by the way he's still playing, don't be surprised if golf history isn't finished with him just yet.